Watching the European qualifiers for Rocket League Championship Series Season 3. Next up, a best-of-5 between Secrecy and Red Eye, with the commentary is going to be Wade Punk and Finable Carpet. Take it away, guys.
Thanks so much, Axel Toss. I'm back.
He seemed excited.
Made it here. I'm excited, dude. I got off a plane. I walked straight to the studio here in Burbank, and I walked into the studio, and I sat down and said, I want to cast some Rocket League, folks. So we're here, and we get to cast Red Eye, which Red Eye was actually one of the two teams that was in the very first match I casted when I was casting with Rocket League Central back in the day. The very first time they let me cast, it was a Red Eye game. They were Precision Z back then, was what they were called. So they've always had this kind of like soft spot in my heart. So I don't even remember what the other team was. I just remember that there was this guy named Tequilas, there was this guy named Skyline, and I was like, man, these guys are really good, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think you and me, I think, casted a lot of Precision Z, and even Red Eye, whatever they competed with, because they've come with multiple names and multiple squads. They split up for a bit, they're back together. I don't know, but they've been together for a long time, and they've performed well, and they're one of those teams that, I don't want to say they're underestimated, but they're a team that we can easily just kind of look over. We don't put them in the top 4, but there are times where they can perform and outperform almost anyone.
Absolutely, and like we're talking about, this is a team that has been together for a long time. They all split up a bit, definitely last season. They were all on different teams, but they now come back together. That synergy could really play in to giving them the win here over Secrecy, is a team that has been wowing a lot of people, been popping heads and taking names as they try to move forward here. The winner of this match will qualify. And Team Secrecy on the early offensive. A lot will keep that one going and putting it back into the corner. And here comes Metz, as we were going to call him, because that is a long name. Skyline will try to clear that one away, putting it back over into the blue. So far, it's been all Secrecy on the offense. Yeah,
might be, but they're also not terribly strong offensive moves. We're going to see actually probably decent passing play here if they can get that off, but you see Metz just kind of abandoned that. He noticed he didn't want to waste the boost for it. If you know you don't have a good shot, get on the ground, pick up some boost, maybe steal some.
This is a good opportunity here. Magnus setting that one up for a lot. Oh, he misses the shot. 2 players on the defense miss, and then Skyline was back, was not able to make a touch, but the lack of accuracy there. Team Secrecy not going to be able to get on the board just yet. 4:12 left to go. Tequila will pass to Dedu. They'll try to move this one out.
That's a bit risky, passing it to Dedu, who's just sitting right on that goal line. But right now, it's just a matter of pace. Whoever's getting that ball first is going to get a couple passes in. Oh, I thought I was going to mind game him.
Still dangerous. Skyline and Tequila's both up, sitting in front of the box. A lot comes in. He won't miss that one, and there's the first point on the board.
There it is. It took a little bit of time. Seemed like a little bit of a struggle, but that slight mind game there, he thought it was coming in. Look at that. Skyline and Tequila's and Dedu all going for it. No one actually making contact.
Yeah.
A lot almost seemed concerned going for that. It's like, I don't know if they're actually going to touch this, but I'd be mad if I didn't take the shot.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, when you have 3 defenders go up and they all kind of miss, just a bit haphazard there, that is going to spell disaster. And Team Secrecy will strike first. 3:45 left to go. In game number 1, they lead by 1. Metz up again. Put that one into the corner. Is going to bounce out to Magnus, who gets it over the top of Tequila's off the side backboard, and a lot will roll it high. Skyline will carry it away from his goal, but Metz in with pressure immediately. Nice kind of pass out to the side. I don't think any teammate was there for it. I don't know if he realized that touch was going to come through. But Skyline now, first time we've seen the ball really solidly in the blue half with a decent opportunity for Red Eye. See if they're able to push this one in action. They're just going to give ball control right back. Dedu's touch on the wall was weak, and it's already back on to Red Eye's backboard.
It's just taking them a bit too long to rotate deeply back and take these from their net. They're getting some okay defensive touches, but they're pushing it mostly to the corner, to the side, and they're not able to follow it up. So as you said, when it does get in their half defensively, they're not structuring well enough to get it clear.
A lot. Putting that one into the box, but not able to finish off his own setup. He'll back pass this one to Metz, who puts it onto the side backboard. And Dedu will put that one out. Magnus over to the side. 2:45 left to go here. Still only 1 goal on the board, and it's for Secrecy. Magnus will carry that one over to the side. Dedu and Tequila's both up again. Metz drops that one right in front of his box. This could be dangerous. There'll be a clear from Magnus. It'll end up back in the orange here. Skyline now wrapping that one high. Gonna see if he can carry it, drop it to Dedu. So they move out to the side, but Magnus just right there. The 50-50 is really going in Secrecy's favor. Skyline able to set that one back out, but the touch from Metz will juke out Tequila's. Magnus takes a nice shot from midfield. Quite a boomer, going straight in 2-0.
Dedu honestly should have had this, but it was just maybe a miscommunication here. His first defender, looks like he made that first hop. Skyline tried, Magnus tried. I don't know if Magnus had the boost. That was, yes, it was a fast-paced shot, but it was pretty far. The reaction time for that wasn't as fast as some we've seen. I think that should have been saved, but circumstances aside, I don't know how much boost they had.
Well, then the quick pass there on the side of Secrecy was also really helped. Like, the shot itself was strong, but it moved so quickly from being a pass to being a shot. Very difficult to read.
Yeah.
And so far, Red-Eye not having much of an answer to Secrecy, who with 1:53 left to go have all the points. Magnus moves in, passes to Metz, tries to put it back over to the side for a lot. Doesn't quite make it. A lot will drop this one. Skyline on the backboard will get a nice spider clear. Tequilas will try to push this one out, but just cannot get the touch he's looking for on the wall, and it's going to stay in the orange for what seems like the entire game. Tequilas will be able to get it across the midfield line, but just no pressure here from Red-Eye as Magnus will send it over to a lot, and they will be immediately able to push back into Red-Eye territory. It's onto the backboard. A nice pass from a lot, but Metz didn't see an opportunity he felt comfortable going for, so he hung back. That'll be a lot continuing to move this one through. Good rotation so far from Secrecy, just maintaining complete ball control in this game.
Yeah, and then a misread touch there, forcing Tequilas to have to go for that.
That's 3 defenders.
Yeah, I mean, this is where it gets a little rough. I'm hoping that Red-Eye is going to take this opportunity, jot down some notes, take some data on your opponents, know what you're going to go into game 1 or game 2 after this ends. It's not looking like they're going to be able to make this comeback, so hopefully they'll just be able, kind of regather themselves.
Oh, man. A lot just kind of said, Metz, you need to be in the corner over there. I want to go for this shot. Bit of an overcommitment, but not going to hurt him too bad yet, as Metz is able to get that one away. Skyline try to drop this one back down. A decent opportunity for Red-Eye, but taken away by Metz, and a lot will immediately shoot the counter play coming through. Not quite connecting with the goal, but good aggression there from Secrecy. Definitely playing like a top 8 team right now. So Metz will set this one high. We're in the final 30 seconds of game number 1. So far it's been all Secrecy. If they might be able to get one more here in before this game ends. But right now, Red-Eye, like you said, recollect themselves, back to the drawing board, think about what they need to do, because right now Secrecy has their number.
I mean, if Secrecy has possession of the ball, they're in control of the play, and they're playing fast pace. The moment they lose possession, they start, that actually would have been pretty cool. The moment they lose possession of the ball, they actually will start to, I don't know, they're playing the counter play a little bit better than Red-Eye is right now. The moment they don't have possession, they start to posture up and get ready for whatever their opponents are going to do, and they're predicting it well. And they're not letting Red-Eye get more than maybe 2 or 3 touches to each other before it gets interrupted, and then all of a sudden they're clearing it out, taking control, and all of a sudden it's back in possession. You mentioned it several times. Red-Eye just couldn't get out of their half for a lot of that game.
Yeah, they couldn't get out of their own half. They were struggling also winning any 50-50s, and then opportunities even when they're in their own corner by themselves, have an opportunity to clear and just get in a weak touch. Maybe some game jitters here right now, not able to quite make the mechanical plays that they need to do, but also we saw quite a bit of overcommitment on defense. I talked at the beginning about how this is a very old roster. This team's been kind of playing with each other for a while.
Yeah.
They split up, and I would think that the synergy would still be there, but they definitely didn't seem to be playing like a team that's been playing together. We saw 3 defenders up at least twice, maybe more.
Yeah, Gibbs had mentioned he didn't know if they've been practicing a lot lately, and I think there's a good and bad thing about being on a roster for a long time. The good thing is you know each other really well. The bad thing is you may start expecting certain things constantly, and like, all right, well, I know he always gets this touch, so I'm going to wait for it. But in this situation, if you maybe taken a half second to read it and read the situation a little bit better, like, all right, maybe he won't get this touch because it's not the best angle for him. So sometimes if you have too much faith in certain situations, you're not going to play the safe card and rotate back. A lot of times when we saw them getting, when Red-Eye was getting pushed into their half, they weren't coming from the net to get the saves, and a lot of times it was coming from the corner. They were getting weird touches, and that's how a lot of the goals got conceded.
Well, game number 2 here. We'll see if Red-Eye can respond. Also for adjustments, they go for a fake kickoff here. Skyline's going to set that one high. But Metz immediately with the read, sends it off the backboard. A lot will miss the touch, and Magnus out of position. Dadu has the opportunity to score if he can drop on this one properly. Skyline up for it. Metz will get the save and send it away. Wacky beginning to game number 2, and now we have a breakaway opportunity for the side of Secrecy. Neither team able to capitalize quite, as I don't think either team expected it to happen. We'll remain at 0-0, but here comes Magnus with a final shot. Finally, just discoordination on both sides at Secrecy that's going to be able to take advantage.
When you're last man on defense, your job is to buy as much time for your teammates to come back so you're no longer the last man on defense. And Skyline didn't buy enough time. Essentially, he put it out, wanted to follow it through. The idea was there. If he had stayed behind that ball, it would have been fine. It would have been a 50-50. It probably wouldn't have been in anyone's favor particularly. It would have slammed out to the side, and then his teammates would have rotated into net. But it didn't have the take off the wall that he expected.
Oh my goodness, what a pass there. Metz to a lot, connecting, making it 2-0 right away.
this just attacking from opposite sides. We see Mets just kind of pinching it out. Where did a lot even come from? You rarely see shots come from opposite sides like that. Someone's always kind of waiting in that middle ground. Right. They want to wait in the box, but this time Malat coming far right, keeping his angles open.
Just like that. 30 seconds into game number 2, we're already back to 2-0 in favor of Secrecy. Mets going to try and make it 3-0, but shot easily cleared away by Tequilas. Skyline passes it out to Do with an opportunity, misses the touch in the air. That was a very good setup by Red Eye to be able to push that one back out, but right away, Magnus going to punish him again. 3-0 from Secrecy.
This is not looking too good for Red Eye's defense right now. We see Skyline come up for this. That second touch from Magnus messed him up pretty bad, but it's because he tried to overpredict that. He wanted to go up for it. But you always want to wait until you know for a fact your opponent's not going to get another touch. And when Magnus was that close, you don't want to underestimate your opponents.
And a lot was already in the air again. Kind of that same sort of pass we saw in the first goal. Wasn't needed this time. Magnus able to put that one away. But first minute come and gone here. Only 1 minute into this game. It's already 3-0 Secrecy. Mets looking to push this one out. Dadu and Tequila's in the air again as Skyline is rotating back. That leaves no one in net. Magnus could put this one away, but Tequila's from the side. Nice valiant effort to clear that one away, give his teammates time, but no one set up in goal. Mets does not get the shot, and that'll be a Red Eye dodging a bullet. It's going to try and push this one out.
And look at this. All 3 Red Eye players are kind of fighting for that ball from each other. I don't know if they're in comms right now or what they're talking about. Tequila or Dadu. I really like that bump, but again, no one to follow through. And there again, Dadu and Tequila's both going for that.
My goodness, it's interesting plays we're seeing from Red Eye right here. Like you said, that bump from Dadu, really smart play, but no one there to finish. And then a great setup from Skyline, but not able to capitalize and push the ball all the way into the goal. And now we're Secrecy back on offense, so close, so dangerous as Alot tries to drop a 4th goal in. 3:08 left to go. And Red Eye trying, I appreciated the effort we saw at the beginning. Like, they're let's go for the fake kickoff. Let's really change things up. Let's think of something different here. And then it didn't work out. And we've seen this kind of just settling back into the same thing we saw in game number 1.
They're just really struggling to play cohesively as a team.
Sure.
It seems like they're trying to all individually pull off what they know they can execute, but they're not taking into account that they should be working together.
Skyline in the air, blocked by Mets. He's going to drop and try and block it again, but does not make the touch. Magnus right there. Mets to look to try and backboard this one down. Magnus will put his set up. They're going to finish it. And what a team play. That was crazy.
Mets. He gets this somehow he gets this dunk on Dadu, who tried to push it through, and then he just look at him. He just holds him in place. I'm just gonna hold your hand real quick, Dadu. Don't even think about it.
I just need you to not touch this ball for a moment, please.
Just hold on 1 sec, Dadu. Okay, you're good. You can leave now.
Oh wait, did it go in? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad.
4-0, right here at halftime. Secrecy in complete control of this match right now. This Mets will send that one down. If they win this one, that'll be a 2-game lead. One more win would give them a berth into RLCS Season 3. Mets looking to set this one out into the corner. A lot wrapping it around as Mets tries to dunk it through Tequilas. A lot will send it off the backboard over the top of Tequilas. He gets a soft touch out to Skyline, who almost own goals this one here if it wasn't for Dadu. My goodness. Magnus going to be able to put that one back down into the box again. Just continuous pressure here from Secrecy. Mets just open net. Everybody out. Goes in 5-0.
Red Eye almost had a good plan. I liked it. They had a 1-2 pass out here with Dadu and Skyline. But then look at this. No one stays back. Skyline follows up immediately. He had both of them in his camera. He needed to notice that and see it. And again, maybe he had faith in his teammates and he knows they were going to beat out his opponents, but you can't underestimate anybody and you can't over-expect. You need to always try and be prepared for anything.
Yeah, he saw Dadu moving out. He saw Skyline up on the wall, or Tequila's up on the wall. He was the man back. He needed to hang back on that one. But it is also the sort of situation we've seen before where you're down by a lot, start playing aggressive. If you get punished on the breakaways, that's okay, because you just need to change something up. But at this point, game number 2 is in the books. It's going to be Team Secret taking the 2-game lead.
I would absolutely lose my mind if it even came close to a comeback. But, I mean, Team Secrecy has just been dominating this field. But I don't... Not to take anything away from Team Secrecy, but Red Eye really has seemed a bit all over the place. And it's a team that you and me have been watching and just seen over the course of however long they've been competing, a long, long time.
Yes.
And it's a little bit of a shame because I do want to watch them, play their full potential because they are always a team that's always right there at the cusp of being able to take down some of the top dogs when they're really, on their grind.
But even there, we see a double commitment on the offense. Doesn't matter. It goes straight in. Nobody in net. It wasn't easy. It was basically just kind of assurance here from Magnus and Mets. Like, we'll just make sure that ball goes in. About the sloppiest aerial I've seen, but it just works perfectly.
I mean, I don't think they're trying anymore. I think Red Eye, at this point, they know it's 7-0. Maybe they want to set up for the Brazil, but
maybe.
Who knows?
If they own goal this, I would laugh.
I would actually be kind of impressed.
Just be like, no, we're not letting you have the Brazil. We're taking it away from you.
So just to own up to it.
Yep. That'll do. See if we can move this one forward. They can get something going here. Again, we've talked before about morale and momentum. Getting a goal at the end of a game that's been kind of dominant on one side can help you moving into the next game. And right now, Red Eye needs to be doing anything they can to help them, because Secrecy definitely looking more cohesive, definitely playing together as a team, and being more accurate as well, having more chances to be accurate. They're going to put this one in, eh? Possibly? Nope, Alog will clear that one away. Glad to see Secrecy playing the smart game.
I mean, a large percentage of Rocket League at top tier is mental game.
Yes.
It's your ability to read your opponents, know what's going on, trust your teammates, know what you should and shouldn't go for, and a lot of that comes down to just, can you keep your head in the game, and are you thinking right? So, like you said, getting that final goal, it could help the momentum. I don't think it'll be enough to really make them all of a sudden play like a brand new team, but they might go in with some more confidence, potentially.
Possibly, and we also often see just kind of a phenomenon in Rocket League of when you have a game where there's kind of a blowout, oftentimes the next game won't be so much of one. It'll be much more of a close kind of 1-1, 2-2 scoreline. But at this point, we have yet to see Red Eye even score a goal, have much less even have much of an opportunity. We saw 1 or 2 decent opportunities. You can see there 2 shots from Skyline in this game to the 13 there from Secrecy. Just complete offensive domination from Secrecy in this match.
I mean, one of my favorite things about Rocket League, you mentioned, is like there's no scaling in this game. There's no snowballing.
Right.
Every single game at the very beginning starts off the same. It's 0-0, 5 minutes left, and it really turns into just who's going to get that first goal, who can start the momentum on their side. Sometimes first goal doesn't matter. There are actually teams that love to give up the first goal and then still win, which blows my mind. Because I touched on it yesterday. But the two differing mentalities, and I honestly don't know what I'd rather be in. Would I rather be up by a goal with 4 minutes left and know all I have to do is not let a goal in?
Right.
Or would I rather be down by a goal with 4 minutes left and know, okay, we just got to get a goal?
Yeah,
I have no idea. They both sound terrible.
I've definitely lost games in both situations, right? So it's like, what do you want to do? And it's I've always felt also when you get to that lead early on, it's like, okay, I've given them so much time to mentally recover and then make the comeback, right? Whereas if I get to that lead very late, then they don't have time to recover and to get back into the game. So it's hard to know what they should do. In this situation, I think the biggest thing that Red Eye needs to focus on is clearing up their communication, making sure there's not 2 people going for the same ball, making sure if you see both your teammates in front of you, knowing to hang back. Just going back to Rocket League Basics 101, because we know these guys have the mechanical skill. We know that they understand each other on a deeper level than most teams do. And if they can get back to those basics, they could be able to maybe make a series out of this. But right now, they have to win this game here, or they drop to the lower bracket, and Team Secrecy will qualify for Season 3. Skyline will put that one off the wall to try and pass that one up, a soft touch, but Skyline able to keep it away from a lot from a moment. But Tequila's in the back, not able to move up in time to maintain ball control, and that'll put Secrecy back up on offense. Tequila's look to pass it down to Dudu. They moved up as a unit, able to get it past 1. Magnus will be able to set it back out towards Mets. Does not get a touch. But a lot is there, wins the 50-50 and keeps it in the corner. Dudu will win that one, but Magnus in front of Skyline onto the backboard. He's in the air, tries to shoot, but it goes wide.
Right now, Red Eye has shown a bit of weakness on defense. They've shown that they can get a bit hectic. Oh, Magnus trying to read that dunk off of it. But if they're able to gather up their senses and potentially get some tight defensive rotations, they could catch Secrecy off guard.
This could easily be a goal for Secrecy. 2 players committing on the defensive play. Everyone was loose in goal, but Magnus kind of punted it high, gave time for Red Eye to get resituated. And now, with that miss from a lot, Tequila's be able to push this one up the field. It's just Magnus in the back. He gets that time. He buys that time for his teammates to move in behind him, and it'll be a lot in goal. Be looking to push this one away, but Magnus will get the spider clear. Skyline now trying to push this one through a lot. Can he make the back flip play here? Tequila's will drop it back to Skyline. This is the longest this ball's been in the blue half the entire series. But just like that, it'll move back to orange. Magnus gets the dunk, and they finish it. Metz goes for the shot. Skyline with the save. He got zoned out by Secrecy. Didn't matter. Made the play. 0-0 with 3:20 to go.
He got a fantastic save, but you don't want to put yourself in that position. Skyline had to take a tad bit of a gamble going for that because he didn't know where that shot was going to be. He assumed it was going to be straight on, so he tried to save it. But there it is. 2 going up for it and 1 falling on it. But they just seem to not be talking much on defense.
Yeah, Skyline, I don't know if that was pure skill or pure luck. It was one or the other here as he's able to get that one, but a breakaway opportunity. Red-Eye might be able to put this one in, but Metz will clear it on the side. A lot. Try to send it away from his goal. Magnus will pass up. He's going to try and push this one back down. A great play by a lot. Can Metz finish it? Puts it onto the backboard. Where's Magnus? He's in the air. Drops it down into Tequilas. Will block it away. They're holding on. We're approaching halftime. Still 0-0. This is the best defensive showing we've seen from Red-Eye so far. Also the best offensive showing. They're definitely making strides. They just have to be able to put one in. There's an opportunity. Both players miss. And it'll be to do in the back. He just wants to try and maintain ball control. Keep Team Secrecy from shooting.
Especially last man on defense. Just buy time and so your teammates can get there. Well, I think Red-Eye probably excels right now on their offensive plays compared to their defensive. Oh, what an interesting touch from Skyline.
It's a beautiful shot. Not enough power to go in, but I liked the creativity. Magnus will put this one onto the backboard once more. To do right there. Good play to clear it away. Drops it to Tequilas. Skyline is backwards for some reason, and Tequilas will be able to pop that one out to him. They get it past Magnus, but the 50-50 again going in favor of Metz. A lot already in the air. It's on the backboard, and no touch from Dudu. It'll be Tequilas who has to clear it off to the side, an oblong angle. Oh, it's going in. Oh, that one. What a tight. It's got to be hurting if you're on Red-Eye. That one's rough.
Yeah, especially these bounce shots. They're so hard to read. Skyline put it up, and take a look at that again. Him and Tequilas both went for the save. If Tequilas had waited on the ground, he would have easily been able to take that from the ceiling. And if Skyline had gone back and rotated, he could have let Tequilas take that out.
And it has been mostly Skyline and Tequilas, like, double committing on everything. They're right up on the top of the same place. They both have the exact same idea, and it's like they're in sync in a bad way. They're like, we have the exact same ideas all the time, and it's not paying off for them right now. But 1-0, they're only down by 1. Still very, very good situation for Red-Eye, all things considered, but Metz going to make it 2 right away. Nobody in net, everybody out, just slams it in.
Secrecy saw this. We saw this hard clear from Magnus over to Met. He just put it above the net. And Metz, with no one there to contest him, someone did come screaming in, but that's what I mean. I don't think anyone at Red-Eye is wanting to drop back. They want to get a goal so bad that they're all pushing up past the half. And most of the saves that they've made are on like retreating saves. They're close, they're terrifying, and they're quick reaction.
Oh, Metz with a dunk just slams that one in. A beautiful shot. Skyline tried to get there, could not, and just like that, 3-0.
3-0 with just over a minute left. It's not going to look too great. Tried to take the slow carry out. He knew Metz was going to take him. When you're in a situation like that, you know you're getting contested. You don't want to just sit down, especially when you're on the cereal box Batmobile. Really easy to dunk over you. It's really easy to push the ball past your car because you don't have a lot of surface area. He wanted to jump as soon as Metz was coming for it, or at least do something to get in the way. But he just kind of sat there on the wall, and it let Metz just take it right over him.
1 minute approaching here. Final minute of the series for Red-Eye. They're not able, hey, they finally get one in. Skyline with a nice play around the defense will get a point on the board for Red-Eye.
We know that they're capable of offense, and that's that. Okay, that was. What?
It was crazy. It worked. Whatever it was, it worked. They got a point on the board there. They got to do that 2 more times if they want to stay alive in this series. Skyline will go for the kickoff, send it over to Dudu on the side. I'll pass that one down, but Metz already in the air. Just Team Secrecy is just knowing they're the 1 step ahead at every point from Red-Eye. They are in the air every time, already there before the Red-Eye teammates can get to the ball. It's not even a 50-50. It's just straight outright handing over ball control in the midair.
It seems like they're just 1 or 2 touches ahead of time. They understand. They know. Okay, like my teammate's gonna be in the corner. He's probably gonna push it over net. I'm gonna posture myself to get ready for a potential pass. But sometimes it feels like Red-Eye, they're all looking at what can I do with the ball right now? What can I do to make a sick play, or what can I do to really help my team out? But then they don't realize like they're all trying to do that at the same time.
Yeah, when you just watch Skyline's motion right now. He's just lurking. He's just looking for any touch he can possibly get. He's itching to come out of goal. He wants to get that goal for his team. But there's also the situation of if nobody is, if I'm not trusting my teammates that they're going to hang back on defense, I don't feel like I have the kind of mental presence to be effective on offense if I don't trust you that you've got my back covered, you know? Like, and so when everyone's kind of like all on the offensive mode, no one's on the defensive mode, it's just it kind of just destroys all the team synergy. And just like that, Secrecy, 3 games, very, very clean wins, dominant performance as they qualify for RLCS Season 3.
I mean, there's a lot to say, especially for a team that sometimes certain teams will just have somebody that's their grounded player, their third player, always the third touch. You know, there's a couple players that come to mind, but in general, that lets the other 2 players just go crazy.
Right.
Because they always have that faith, like you mentioned. But some teams are actually good enough to where they understand if I'm up and he's up, I just trust whoever that guy is to be back.
Exactly.
Because they all will fill any spot they need. And it seemed like Red Eye none of them really wanted to be that back person.
Right.
I think they were all a little bit too antsy to get a goal, too antsy to make a play. I mean, they suffered. Remember, this is upper bracket, though.
Yeah.
So they're not done. They are now in the lower bracket. They've still got a little bit of fight in them. But congratulations, Team Secrecy are going to be our 4th team to qualify today.
They have qualified. They will join the ranks of Flipside Tactics, Northern Gaming, and Pocket Aces as our teams from Europe. We are excited to see who else it'll be. But first, let's break down that match. Axel Toss, back to you.
Thank you, Wavepunk and Findable Carpet. I know you've been waiting to do that, Wavepunk. He's been waiting to throw it to me.
Oh, for sure.
I know he has.
Through the whole flight, he was just dreaming of it. Entire flight.
Great to have Wavepunk back here. Shout out to him for getting on an early plane this morning and coming to be here. But very important weekend, again, qualification matches for RLCS Season 3. We just saw Secrecy with a pretty clean 3-0 there over Red Eye. And that's been a theme of today a little bit. We had Flipside with the 3-0. We had Northern Gaming with the 3-0. Clearly top 2 teams in Europe. And now you have Secrecy with a pretty comfortable 3-0 there. So thoughts on that match, guys?
And they have Mets and Mog coming in as part of the new age of players coming through, probably with Fairy Peak as long as he makes it through. But that was just a dominating performance. Only 6 shots for Red Eye. And these 3 players are no slouches. They finished 4th and 5th last season between the 3 players. So very solid players, but like we can see that 3 months off is a long time, and Mog and Mets showing up huge here.
Well, just like you said, 6 shots to 33 in favor of Secrecy. A dominating performance, 12 goals, 5 assists. These guys just, like they said over at the casting, like just 2 steps ahead, like everything positioning-wise, just the mentality that they were in. They spread out on the field really well and just controlled the pace.
It was kind of sad to watch at times.
Even with them double committing, they're getting away.
It was insane because the control of the entire game, it was never in question at all. And then 1 goal from Skyline barely with 1 minute left in Game 3. We almost had the perfect series from Secrecy, which I think we've never seen before, where 0 goals for the other team. But Skyline did get 1 goal. It was kind of a fluky goal as well. So Secrecy is looking really strong right alongside Flipside and Northern.
And this was the upper bracket, right? This was the upper bracket.
Right.
So we're going to see Red Eye again. But in that sense, you know, Red Eye getting to this point in the upper bracket, a solid team. Secrecy just cleaning them up super easy. So quick expectations from you guys. Secrecy qualifying for RLCS Season 3 in the European region. Early expectations for them in seasonal play.
I like them a lot. Like, I think they have a huge potential to make top 4. But at the same time, Red Eye, they beat Penta, who was also one of those teams that's battling for a top 4 spot. They're going to get an easier lower bracket game, and we have Market versus Penta later on for another lower bracket game that most people thought both those teams would easily make it in. They were just in the Gfinity finals on Friday, which had every single team in it. So that's going to be a huge one coming up.
Yeah, just like you said, there was expectations. Nobody expected Red Eye to be in this circumstance, and because of that, it completely changes. It really emphasizes how important it is to really win your upper bracket games. Not only do you have less games you have to play, but your route in is just so much easier. Now you see 2 teams that we both thought were going to qualify are battling for the last spot.
Yeah, so we have 4 teams qualified: Pocket Aces, Flipside Tactics, Northern Gaming, and Secrecy. And we have 4 more to go. We're going to be moving from the upper bracket to the lower bracket. The next 4 matches you're going to see on stream, all going to be best of 5. The winner moves on to RLCS Season 3. The loser is out of the RLCS for this season. Coming up next, it's Zedek Nation versus the Copenhagen Flames as our coverage of the European qualifiers for RLCS Season 3 for the European region continues. Stay tuned.